It's week 3 of the 2024 season. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. We're just moments away from the action, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every fade.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in week 3. And able to get this out to the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former third-round pick from Colorado State. It's Garrett Grayson.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. The numbers for him from a week ago: 18 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
They put a lot of effort into game playing and establishing this ground game last week, and reward was a nice day rushing the ball. Helped them put a balanced offense out on the field. And that carry is an indicator that this ground game wants to be established again this week.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches. They run again here with Gray. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Faced with their first 3rd down conversion opportunity and able to punch it through and pick it up on the ground.
And to me, doing it on the ground sends a different type of a message than throwing the football. And, you know, let's face it, we've done a lot of games together. How often have we seen 3rd down turn into an automatic passing down no matter what the yardage?
Yeah, and last thing you want, that opening drive to go 3 and out. You got everything scripted, lined up. Let's get some points on the board, and they're able to avoid that 3 and out. And it's knocked away and incomplete. When you look at this defense, and this unit, very tough to throw against, currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. 1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And leading them out, their signal caller now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
He's got Thomas yet again complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded at about the 28. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. From the 38 now, here's a 2nd down and 6. Handoff now. It's Gray with it. And not much room to speak of. They'll get about 3 up to the 41. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
This 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Barnes. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Gray. Down the sideline he goes. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Justin Perillo. His 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, we've said it many times. He is always a threat to go the distance anytime he's got the ball in his hands. And on this occasion, he did just that.
Well, he's definitely the guy that makes this offense go. And when you're an RB1, running back 1, you've got to be willing to be patient at times as well. Not every run's going to be the home run we saw there. But once you get that opportunity and that opening, you take full advantage.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. Well, look at the numbers for Parker in last week's game. 24 carries, 5 yards past 100, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Looking to throw. Flores can't get away, and he's taken down. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Flores. And that is incomplete here. When you look at this defense, they're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the number 1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've You've got to do both. That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw. Barnes. He finds his man. Complete. That's Flores. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Back to throw. Barnes. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard. Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down. Sliding out of the... And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Operating from the gun, Barnes. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they? Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they? They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Operating from the gun, Barnes. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline. Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Looking to throw. Flores under pressure, and they got to him again. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Back to throw. Flores. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot. Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback. And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. And here's a very low line drive, almost whiffed on it. He'll take this inside the 40. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On the run, this is Gray. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Barnes. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Operating from the gun, Barnes. And the pressure gets to him again. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And they'll send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Here's Thomas on the return. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Flores. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. Up the middle they go. Parker. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Flores. Pressure comes and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Flores. That's caught. Allen Robinson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And out will come the offense as they take over. Throwing to start the drive. Barnes. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw. Barnes. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flores. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down. Now Gray. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. Now 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Barnes. Got it complete to Rodgers. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. Looking to throw. Barnes. And he will find his man on the outside. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it second down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Barnes. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Barnes. And Cameron has it over the middle. But he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Barnes able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw again. He finds his man complete. That's Flores. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 14-yard line.
A final shot before break. Barnes. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the home team who are out in front. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they trail in that one as that game's gone to halftime. Eddie Lacy, a touchdown catch in that first half. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. As you can see the score there in the second quarter.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I established the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Flores now off the play fake. He finds his man, complete. It's Sanchez. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Flores. He finds Robinson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll look to throw again. Loose inside the 30. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. It's a gain of 35.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. In motion, the tight end Reed. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. They'll try again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line. This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Back to throw. Barnes over the middle, complete. It's Rodgers. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Throw left side, complete. That's Gray. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. They bring their punter out there now as he's on to kick it away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Flores. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. A short little throw taken in by Reed. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Off play action. Flores. That's complete to Baker. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Operating from the gun, Flores. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. A short little throw taken in by Reed. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short. And he is short. He needed 2. He only got 1. And as a result, possession switches hands.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The slot man in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Looking to throw. Barnes. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Barnes. Quick hitter here. It's complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL and picking up first downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on first and second down, because that leaves them third and short, third and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this third quarter of play. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Looking to throw. Barnes. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee you he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass.
Oh, no, he lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. What a big fourth quarter fumble recovery a moment ago, and now they are set up with a chance to take the lead. They'll start on the ground here on first down, pushing through the contact. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Flores. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And they're down to the 41.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
Man open right side, it's Rodgers. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on 3rd down, Barnes.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Barnes. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Operating from the gun. Barnes. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Barnes.
And this pass caught by Gray.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And his kick is indeed good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. We'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Oh, twisting away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Through the middle of the field. Inside the 10. Touchdown!
Justin Perillo with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
That's caught at the 1. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, you know, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
And here's Flores. Throwing to start the drive.
To the right side, he's got Parker.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. He'll get this to Baker.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that'll be incomplete. So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He gets it to Thomas. And he's got this down to the 35. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here's 1st down.
Back to throw. Flores. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Flores. He gets it into the arms of Parker. Complete. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Out to the left here to Reed.
The noise is getting deafening. Here's 3rd down and 3.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And they take a knee. So with that knee, 3 weeks in the books, and they creep above 500 now at 2-1.
You know, I played with a guy once after taking a knee at the end of the game, and he came in and grabbed the equipment manager and said, make sure you watch that spot, you know, special, because I just took a knee for a win. That tells you how much guys enjoy that, because getting a win, no one takes it for granted.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the home team here, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.